there are do's and don'ts of reading with your child. Apparently it can make all the difference in helping them or ruining their confidence. Ryan has some expert advice about what to do and what not to do. Good morning.
Good morning, Robin. You know, there's so much we can do to try to help our kids learn to read. So, Robin, we went to a cutting-edge school right here in Atlanta and saw some amazing kids overcoming all kinds of reading disabilities. So we talked to them and we found out some take-home tips that can help any child. Take a look.
This is not your everyday school. Here you'll find kids up at the board, helping each other work through drills and driving the day's lessons.
IVE give if. IVE give if.
It's one of the many creative strategies you'll find at the Atlanta Speech School, where literacy is at the heart of everything students do.
So each group has a vocabulary word, right?
Teachers find creative ways to fight what Executive Director Comer Yates calls a crisis in literacy.
82% of our children from low-income families will never read on grade level. That is basically a death sentence around those children being able to realize their full potential.
Kids leave Atlanta Speech School back on track and ready to thrive in a traditional school setting. The school caters to each child's individual needs, but there are strategies that can benefit every child.
When you're reading with your child, that is the time for conversation.
So don't just read the words, try asking questions about a book so your child can build vocabulary and comprehension skills.
The children, when they're reading with you, should read a book that really is slightly below their reading ability so they can work on fluency and speed. If you're asking them to read something by which they're building vocabulary, you're asking them to do 2 tasks at one time. That's not effective.
So how do they learn new words?
The way to build vocabulary is by you're reading something that's at a higher level than the child's vocabulary. And so the child adds vocabulary by taking those words in context.
I can count on Lily for a good adventure book.
You know, aren't those amazing suggestions? And here's another one, right? When you're reading with your children, I used to love to read with my nieces. He says to steer clear of correcting your kids mid-sentence because that damages their self-confidence, right? So it's so important to keep their confidence high. Oh, by the way, if you have any questions about helping your kids with reading or any stories about how reading issues have impacted your life, please share it with us. Just go to CNN.com/Robin. Look for my picture. You can send me a tweet at Ryan Smith TV.
So I think your instinct is when a child is reading with you and they mess up a word, you go, so instead of, oh gosh, I'm trying to think of 2 words that sound alike. So instead of read, it was read. But you're saying do not correct them during it. Maybe go back later on
Exactly.
and go.
Go back later. This is their story time, so it's their time to sort of show you that they know what they're doing. And so you let them do that, and that makes them feel good. And maybe at another time you say, hey, it's R-E-A-D, not R-E-D.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like that. Thank you.
Sure.
Appreciate it.